Hey guys and girls, this is N7 Kate and I'm back today with a quick video on the new Titanfall Beta game. So this is just a quick first impressions video just to give you a couple of my thoughts on the new game. Do want to talk a little bit about the actual game itself, the beta itself, and obviously what that was like and what the kind of stuff it includes, and then let you know what I think about the actual beta itself. So anyway, I've been playing this beta since Sunday. I actually got the key for it on Friday, but I was away all weekend and so I wasn't able to play it, which was kind of torture knowing that it was waiting for me at home. But got back on Sunday and yeah, I've been playing it on PC ever since. I don't own an Xbox One, so obviously I went straight for the PC version of this game, and I'm really thankful that it is actually available on both PC and Xbox One. It is of course a Microsoft exclusive. For the short term anyway. I'm pretty sure that the guys that are behind Titanfall, and EA especially, will probably make this game available on PlayStation 4. I think that's very likely, just with the fact that the PS4, really, if we have a look at the statistics, the PS4 has been outselling the Xbox One generally. And so really I think EA and Respawn Entertainment would be kind of silly if they didn't try and get a piece of that pie. But anyway, so yeah, like I said, had it since Sunday and I've been playing it. So I assume most people online know what Titanfall is all about, but if you haven't heard of Titanfall, I'll go ahead and just give you a little bit of information. So the new Titanfall game is from the guys at Respawn Entertainment, and it's actually their debut game. Just to give you a little background on them, basically a couple of guys, they originally worked for Infinity Ward, and those are the guys behind the Call of Duty franchise. And I don't know what happened, but apparently, according to the news or the reports at the time, there was some kind of disagreement with these guys over, the way, I don't know, over something. Anyway, so they basically branched away and they formed Respawn Entertainment. And Titanfall is their new game that they've released. And it definitely does have some elements that are similar to Call of Duty. But it does feel new and it does feel very different, because I have played many Call of Duty games as well, online and multiplayer. So yeah, I've been playing this since on PC. Like I say, I'm not a huge PC gamer, to be fair. I recently custom built a really kick-ass PC a couple of months ago, and I have been buying games on Steam, but I haven't played many first-person shooter games. And so for me it's been kind of a steep learning curve and learning like how to play competitively online using a keyboard and a mouse. So it's been kind of hilarious, really. I've been getting my W's and my Q's and my E's all mixed up, and so I've been I kind of got pwned a couple of times. I decided to try and switch, just to try, my Xbox controller, my Xbox 360 controller in my PC. Didn't go so well. I actually ended up just being absolutely raped by everybody on the actual battlefield, so decided to stick with the keyboard and mouse, and actually managed to improve after a couple of days. So I actually managed to kick a little bit myself. So it's been fun. It's been kind of fun to learn that way. But anyway, so the Titanfall beta itself, obviously it's a limited content and what's included in it. The actual beta itself included two main cities, two main landscapes. There was Angel City, which is kind of your urban landscape, lots of buildings, a lot of buildings you can hide inside and you can jump on top of. And then you have, I think it was Fracture, and that's much more open, wider terrain, a lot more difficult to hide. So I would say Fracture is definitely more ideal if you're playing as a Titan, because there is more space to maneuver. But if you're playing as a pilot, I honestly think Angel City was the better of the two. But yeah, so there were two main levels that were included in this beta, and you got to play three kind of game modes. There was, let me see, there was attrition, which was your typical kind of multiplayer deathmatch. There was the other one, which was hard point, which was capture the base kind of game. And then the last one, which was really fun and very unique, was Last Titan Standing, which is where you actually start out the level as a Titan, and whichever team has, survives with one Titan intact, they win. You do survive anyway, even if your Titan gets destroyed. You can eject as a pilot and continue to fight as a pilot until you get killed. And of course then there are no respawns, so Last Titan Standing was kind of a fun challenge to play. So yeah, I got to play all 3 kind of levels, and also, in there were also 3 classes that were included. There was your typical like soldier class. There was an assassin class and a close combat kind of class. So that was kind of cool. You got to try, I think 5 different kinds of weapons. There was, usual assault rifles, a shotgun, was a really kick-ass sniper rifle, a smart pistol, and an SMG. So you did get to try a nice variety of weapons, just to see how those would play in the actual main game. And then you also got to play as 3 different styles of Titans. So yeah, it was quite fun, like playing them since Sunday really. So that's a little bit on the game. Obviously the beta was shorter. Is a smaller version of the main game. So it will be interesting to actually see if there are many other different kind of game modes and what other game modes are included in the game, and also what there will actually be in terms of customization and classes and of pilots and Titans. You did get to, once you leveled up a little bit in the beta, you were able to customize some of your pilots and your Titans, and that was kind of cool. And as you leveled up, you unlocked kind of abilities, and you earned something called a burn card, which you could actually use in game to give you extra a special weapon or a special ability until you were killed in that kind of game. So yeah, there were lots of it seemed like there was a lot of potential for leveling and customization, which you always definitely want in a kind of a multiplayer game. So, what are my impressions on it then, overall? What did I think? Well, I really enjoyed it, to be fair. I mean, since I've had it on Sunday, apart from obviously work getting in the way, I've pretty much been playing it every night until the beta finished yesterday. So, that's a good sign in itself that I was really enjoying it, because I'm not a huge multiplayer gamer, and one of the things that did really bother me about the new Titanfall game is that it doesn't come with a single player, or we haven't heard anything about a single player campaign, and I think it is just multiplayer. There's some kind of story mixed into the multiplayer. I don't know how that's going to work exactly, and the guys down at Respawn are really keeping it very, very hush-hush and quiet, keeping it close to their chest. I don't know whether they don't want to release too much information about it, or that content just doesn't exist and they don't want to make that outwardly obvious to people. So I was a little disappointed that there was no single player, because I'm very much a single player kind of girl. But saying that, the actual multiplayer itself was incredibly enjoyable, and at no point did I find myself bored. At no point did it feel repetitive, and it definitely felt like you could get into the game very easily. Now the Call of Duty games typically, and the Battlefield game franchises typically, I felt have always been a little bit niche. It's quite difficult for I don't hate that word noob, but it's quite difficult for a new multiplayer gamer especially, to get into that kind of game, because you have the more seasoned players that will just snipe you from miles away, and it's really difficult to actually play. But I found Titanfall very accessible, and very playable for people that are new to that kind of genre, and also for people that are more seasoned and have been playing it a lot longer. So in that sense, it was really accessible and really nice. In terms of the actual Titans and the pilots, I liked it. Yeah, when you were playing, it felt like two very different play styles. The pilots are really cool because obviously they have the jetpacks, and that's not new to multiplayer games. But the maneuverability of the pilots was quite enjoyable. The ability to wall run and to double jump and to use your jetpack to get up on the roof or get an advantage. It did feel, as a pilot, very fast, very fluid, and just really fun to go from one end of the level to the other, and yeah, it was quite enjoyable, especially as a pilot, like, taking on other pilots. And then sometimes you could jump onto the back of a Titan, because there's a bit where you jump onto the Titan and you shoot kind of its energy core or battery or something in the back, and you can kind of just take it down. It's called Rodeo. It's really, really fun to actually do. So I found myself like absolutely just giggling my head off as I jumping on the back of this Titan and taking it out, and then it, shooting up into the air and then moving on and cloaking and continuing on playing. So yeah, playing the pilot was really, really fun. I really enjoyed that. It definitely feels like Call of Duty to a degree, but a lot newer, like more how to explain this, more like there's more kind of energy. It feels more exciting, it feels faster, it feels quicker. Anyway, I enjoyed it. I like playing as the pilot, definitely. The Titan was also quite fun as well. I did really enjoy playing as a Titan. It's very, very different. You could either have the Titan on autopilot, and I think the Titan has two modes, which is guard and follow. So you can kind of set him up. It's very useful if you're at a hard point, and to set up the Titan to kind of guard that hard point, while you're finding another vantage point to shoot people or to attack Titans or whatever. So that was kind of fun. And then obviously also you can climb inside a Titan, and there are certain things you can have, like an actual chain gun or a rocket launcher. You also have this really cool move where you have this like vortex shield, I think it's called, which is really fun, where you basically just kind of put the shield in front of your Titan, and then any bullets or shells or anything that's kind of shot at you, you capture in your shield, and then you can just throw them back at the enemy. And that's really, really fun. And the melee that the Titan has is just badass. It's so cool. If you get a really good melee on, it's amazing. You just like your fist, you just punch right through the Titan, grab the pilot, pull him out, and execute him. It's quite graphic, but it's also cool at the same time. So it is quite fun to be like punching and whatnot. Anyway, so it's all good. So I really enjoyed playing as a Titan too. And the really nice thing with this as well, of course, is like you will always get a Titan. Basically, the minimum wait is about 2 minutes time. Now, obviously, the more people that you kill in those 2 minutes, the quicker your Titan is actually made and delivered to you. So that's really cool. Now everybody, at least in a round, will get to play as a Titan. How often you get to play as a Titan obviously depends on your actual gameplay and how you're doing in the match. So that was really awesome, and the way the Titan drops is just badass. It's really cool, especially if you land your Titan on top of the enemy and just crush them, and it's kind of cool. I got a couple of like challenge points for that, which was pretty badass. That's the main basic game. So what did I think? Oh well, now I've said I enjoyed it. It was a good beta, but there were a couple of issues that did crop up with the beta, and I'm curious whether they're going to fix these issues or whether it's going to stay as it is. We'll see. Obviously the beta is completely unfinished, but there are kind of two main things that I had issues with. The first is the actual game itself is a 6 versus 6 battle, but also in your campaign you have a lot of NPCs that fight with you. They're called grunts, and there's 3 different kinds of them. There's like your typical grunt, your spectre, which is kind of this robotic, kind of a little bit more tougher and badass. But the AI, I have to say, the AI for these grunts was pretty terrible. And yeah, just really bad. There wasn't much of a challenge, to be fair. It was quite easy to take them out. Now that's good if you're wanting just to do that and quickly, you know, get your Titan to come down. Like, just take the easiest way to get your Titan to come down rapidly is just to aim for the grunts. Obviously, you don't get as much in terms of points for that because it is easier. But I did think the AI, it could have been, you know, vamped up a little bit. It could have been a little bit more challenging. Like, sometimes they're just quite stupid. They're just running towards the guns and you know, charging down a Titan, or, you know, just stopping and kneeling in a point, and you're just like, what? Why are you doing that? That's just stupid. Like, it makes no sense. So yeah, I felt the AI was a little bit dumb, and on a next gen kind of game, it's a little bit disappointing that is the case. Like, really, I would expect a lot more. The downside to that is because the NPCs are so obviously NPCs, you do really stand out, you know, if you're wall jumping or if you're running around. So sometimes it can be quite frustrating in that, you know, you get very easily spotted by a real player, or in a way you can easily spot real players too, but sometimes it feels like the NPCs can get in the way a little bit, you know, rather than being a challenge, you're just a nuisance. So I'm hoping that that's going to be improved. Now, there's 2 ways they could go with that. They could either improve the AI of the NPCs and make them a lot more challenging, a lot better, so they don't stand out so obviously, or they could just get rid of NPCs and just increase the number of players that can exist on the screen at any given time. And I don't see why that's not doable. I mean, obviously, it does require, you know, more powerful servers. But given, you know, the experiences with Battlefield that EA have had, and also Call of Duty, I do think that would be definitely doable. You know, imagine just like 16 players on the screen, all pilots and Titans. It would just be absolutely awesome and crazy at the same time. So yeah, we'll see what happens with that. If you know, Respawn Entertainment do listen to the feedback that they're getting from fans and from the people that have been trying the beta, and see if they actually are able to change that, or even if they want to. The other thing that I kind of had an issue with is I don't have an issue with cloaking per se. That's fine generally. It happens a lot in other multiplayer games, but there is a weapon in the game that personally I just think doesn't belong and is completely overpowered, and that is the new smart pistol in the game, and it's kind of crazy just how overpowered it is. This gun needs to be nerfed because it's just insane. Basically what it does is it auto locks on for you, and anybody around your kind of like area, like very close by to you, it will lock on, and sometimes it can lock on to 3 or 4 people at the same time, and you don't even have to aim. All you have to do is pull the trigger. Now that's kind of annoying to a degree because it doesn't really require much skill, and it's kind of a douchebaggy way to play because it's a very easy, quick way to score kills, score points, but it, you know, there's no challenge there. There's no honor, so to speak. I know it sounds crazy, honor in multiplayer games, but that's the kind of gamer I am, and you know, I'd much rather try to use an assault rifle or a pistol and fail, and then use this smart pistol. Now, I did have a go at it just to see, because I was killed quite a few times by people using smart pistols, because you do see a kind of a screen that shows you like from the person's point of view, who killed you and what they were doing a second before you died. And time after time after time, just people with smart pistols. And I was just like, what is this gun? Why is everybody using this gun? I tried it out anyway, and I was like, I see what's going on. And yeah, personally, I think it's gonna take the fun out of playing the game if they're not careful. I don't really understand why the developers put that gun in there. Personally, I don't think it has a place in this kind of game. Or at least it should be nerfed considerably, because it's just overpowered to hell. And so, yeah, there were a couple of times people using cloak and the pistol and just like camping a spot, and you're just like, how is this? It's not balanced, you know what I mean? If you choose not to use it, you almost put yourself at a disadvantage. Which is kind of insane. So anyway, that's the smart pistol anyway. Now, I don't know if any of you have played the beta and you like the smart pistol and you completely disagree with my opinion. That's fair enough. Let me know. Yeah, drop a comment in space below and let me know what you thought of the weapons in the actual game, and if you like the smart pistol, or if you don't like it like me, let me know. Always good to have people with similar or different ideas. Either's okay. So that's what I feel about the smart pistol and the AI. Those are the only two real issues that I kind of have with the multiplayer, with the gameplay itself. Everything else seemed pretty smooth and pretty polished. And yeah, so I really enjoyed it, and because I enjoyed playing it so much, I actually decided to go ahead and pre-order this game. But I haven't pre-ordered it at the full price that Origin is asking for on their servers, because I think it's down on there for like £45, which I think is a bit ridiculous, considering it's only a multiplayer game and it doesn't have a single player campaign. That's the biggest issue I do have with it. So what I have decided is I've actually seen, and I've pre-ordered it on is it just CD Keys or something. It's a website that I've pre-ordered previous games from, and I got it on there for I think it was £28, which for me is much more reasonable price to ask for a game that's predominantly multiplayer. So yeah, I pre-ordered it on there, and they should be delivering my key on the 14th of March, which is the day that this game is released. The reason why I was not willing to purchase it at such a large price of like £40+ is because, like I said, it's multiplayer. It doesn't have single player. But the other issue I do have, and the other worry I do have, which is I think is fairly reasonable considering, you know, the recent releases of Call of Duty and Battlefield, is I'm pretty sure that EA are going to be just putting chockloads of like microtransactions into this game all over the place. Buy this pistol, buy this ability, buy this Titan, and I can see that happening quite easily. And I hate microtransactions. I absolutely hate it, and I'm not willing to purchase a game for full price if it's going to dump so many microtransactions on me, which I'm pretty sure this game will do because it is multiplayer, but I guess we'll see. But given EA's record, it's very likely. So yeah, those are my first impressions of the new Titanfall beta game. I did enjoy it, and I will be playing it, and on PC. And yeah, if you guys want to see, if you would like me to upload any videos of my gameplay, or you know, give you some impressions of the full game when it's released, just let me know in the comments below. And let me know as well, are you going to pre-order or purchase the new Titanfall? Are you interested in it? Will you be getting it on Xbox One? Will you be getting it on PC? And have you played the beta, and what did you think of it? Let me know in the comments below. And if you like this video, as always, please go ahead and like it. Or if you want to see more, please click that button and go ahead and subscribe. Alright, so have a great day, guys and girls, and I'll catch you next time right here in my next video. See ya!